Good afternoon, everyone, all of APP's family and friends, and the followers of the National Pulse. As a reminder, my name is Terry Schilling. I'm the Executive Director for American Principles Project, and I wanted to take some time to address all of you about the corona crisis and what's going on with the family. As you'll find out, there's a lot of things happening right now where people are going after the family and having ideas, and there's obviously been a lot of changes going on to families across the country and across the world. We're having to make all types of adjustments, and I wanted to take a few moments of your time to talk about certain opportunities that we have and certain threats, and just how important the family is right now. We're now about 3 weeks into social distancing, where a lot of us have been working from home and with our kids. They just canceled school in Northern Virginia for the entire year, so we're doing a lot of our own homeschooling and teaching our kids, and we're just all on top of each other, and I couldn't be more thankful for that, actually. It's been a real blessing in disguise. But there's so much happening right now, and it just seems like a lot of our institutions, it doesn't seem like it actually is the case, where a lot of the institutions that we've come to rely upon for support with our families and with our lives are just not there. They're now closed down in this crisis. That goes for government, it goes for obviously schools, which are closing down, our favorite businesses and restaurants are closing, athletic clubs are closing down, our community associations. In most concerning to me is that even a lot of our churches are closing down. There's not public celebrations of worship, and as a lot of our Catholic followers know, a lot of the masses have been shut down. But I think that if I'm being positive about all this and I'm recognizing the silver lining, it's that through this crisis, something is becoming very clear about reality, and that is that the family is central to all of our lives. What I mean by that is your family, your parents, your siblings, your aunts, your uncles, your grandparents, all of those people are who our last resort is to, and that are there to prop us up in difficult times, even when government can't fill that gap. And we're seeing that across the board. If you scroll through your social media, and you see just families working together and hanging out and playing games together and all of that. There's also a lot of really bad influences. There was an email and a social media post that went viral the other day from a school principal who was saying that it's important right now for parents to not try and teach their kids, and to not try and fill that gap with their kids of schooling, that they should leave that to the teachers and to the professional educators who are certified to do all this, which is quite jarring, quite frankly, as most of our followers will understand that parents are the primary educators of their children. We teach them, everything, how to eat properly, how to take care of themselves, do their daily routines, teaching them math and reading and all of that. It's actually pretty basic and fundamental, and we can all fill in that gap. But the more concerning thing was the principal urging parents to not teach their kids, but instead to give their kids screen time, give their kids distance and space, and don't try and smother them. I think that's the exact wrong advice. I think that right now, with these 30 days of working from home and having no schools and all these associations shut down, we as families need to come together and figure out how to strengthen ourselves and spend even more time together, learn about your kids, learn about your families, and revisit all of this. And what I want to talk about today specifically is our campaign, our month for families. We want to talk about what we can do right now to keep our families and kids in a state of hope instead of a state of despair. We want to talk about how to strengthen our families during this shutdown, and also when we return to normalcy. And I want to be clear that is coming. What will we do to strengthen families as an institution? What will we do to defend the rights of parents to direct the upbringing of their children? as an organization, as a society. Um, we we also are really concerned. We had a conversation together as a team last week about Pornhub. So a lot of people don't realize this, but Pornhub is the biggest online porn site in the world, and they have a really bad practice of not doing age verification for not just people viewing their adult and obscene material, but even for posting obscene material. So you're having a lot of underage pornography posted and a lot of underage viewership on these sites. But Pornhub is now going after our kids and our families and giving away free premium services to people. And so we really have to hunker down as families, as parents with our kids, and fill that gap so that the void isn't there for Pornhub and all these other bad influences to fill. And I was thinking about this as my kids were watching. I was giving them some screen time just to get a break, and my kids were watching some Disney sitcoms, and it hit me that I had them shut them off because in all of these family shows today, the parents are almost like the bad guys. The dads, I mean, this has been normal for the last several years, but the dads are usually like bumbling idiots, and they're incompetent, and they're lazy and stupid. But the moms now, there's been a real turn. The moms are now bad guys too. They're annoying. They're intrusive. They try to control their kids' lives. And so I started watching old 90s sitcoms. My kids and I were watching Full House, and the contrast couldn't be bigger. Full House, everything's centered around the family. The parents and the aunts and uncles are the good guys, and they're the ones directing their kids and giving them guidance and proper instruction. It was just such a turn. So I would encourage you guys, during this time, shut off all the filth. Obviously kids need some time to watch shows, but really monitor your kids' viewership and what they're doing. The thing is that there's actually a lot of good happening right now with this crisis, and there's a lot of reason for hope. Parents are now being more engaged with their kids than they ever have been before. I mentioned earlier my social media feed. It is full of parents and families making joint videos together. I'm gonna post a video that my family and I made together after this, and it's actually our tip number 2 for families during this next 30 days is to make a family video together that you'll be able to look back on and remember and laugh about. But look at your own social media accounts, your social media feeds. Mine's just been full of families making homemade videos, doing crafts together, playing games, praying together. I haven't seen so many people praying together than ever before. But yeah, and the other thing is that I'm in a lot of groups with other parents, and we are noticing a lot about our kids' education and what they're learning in school and what they're not learning in school. It's causing a lot of frustration, and so I think that one of the other silver linings in all of this is that parents will take more engagement and leadership when it comes to their kids' education now that they're seeing that their kids aren't learning what they should be learning in school. But through all this reconnecting, I know that from my own personal experience, I've been learning a lot about my own kids individually. My kids and I have been playing catch. My son Bobby can throw a really fast ball. He's really great. But we've been doing all types of things together. I'm learning a lot about all my kids. But family really is that central institution that we all fall back on when everything falls apart, including our churches. And so what I would encourage all of you to do is to use this next month. Use the next month for your family. Use it to strengthen your family. Use it to pray together. Use it to do activities that strengthen you so that we come out of this crisis stronger than ever. That's the real way that we're going to come out of this crisis stronger, is by getting stronger families and spending more time with them. So redouble your efforts, because we know that the bad guys definitely are. And the bad guys like Pornhub, as I mentioned. So we're launching the Month for Families, and we'll be coming out with short videos like this on a semi-regular basis, and we'll be promoting tips and ideas and activities that you can do together as a family. Yesterday was day one, and we recommended playing a board game together. We said on our social media that we like Bananagrams, which is a great game. Scrabble, Monopoly is great. Although Monopoly might actually cause some rivalries. Risk, the same thing, same problems as well. That was day one. Day two, and we'll post a video of this shortly after this video. I want to encourage you guys to make a video, make a music video, make some type of video with your family, do a play, this is the cool thing, is that kids right now are so creative, and I would encourage you to push your kids to tap into that creativity. Have them come up with a play and then film it all out. Use your little kids as actors. They're actually really funny, and you'll be able to look back on these videos years down the road and remember this time as a time for hope and a time for getting closer as a family. So day number 2, I want to challenge you to step outside your comfort zone a little bit and make a family music video or any type of video together, and make sure you give each person in your family a role to play. But anyway, we'll be doing these semi-regularly. I'll be in touch with you guys, but use this month to strengthen your family. Don't let despair get you down. Don't let all this sickness get you down. Use it to strengthen your family and encourage hope. It's going to be really tough. We're having family members and a lot of people we know are getting sick or losing out on work. And it's even more important during times of crisis to give our kids hope and reason to be happy, and to not tap into despair or depression. So use these activities. We'll be updating you guys along the way. And as always, I hope you all have a great time doing this out, or trying this out like we do. Keep in touch with us. Message us. Again, it's Terry Schilling with American Principles Project, and we'll be in touch with you guys through this month for the family. Hey, have a great day.